Hey everybody, Chris here on a Sunday night. Not unexpected that we were going to have a little red day today, and that certainly happened. I thought it was going to be more a little toward the evening time and not midday, but midday we did see Dogecoin fighting 9 cents again and then falling back. So we'll be talking about the charts and looking at the trading. We'll look at altcoins and Bitcoin, see how Bitcoin has been trading as well. And we're going to talk about buy points. And the buy points are, where do you want to buy in for Doge and for other cryptos? What are your targets? And sort of your investing strategy as well. What are you thinking about in terms of the crypto markets? So we will take a look at all of that. Let me drop down here to the corner here so we get the chart nice and big. We've got To the Moon in the house. Hey, To the Moon, absolutely, and Sinue as well. Doge to the moon. Yep, we will get to the moon someday. Not going to happen tonight, but someday. For those that are watching this on the replay, because all of my live streams become videos on my channel, where were you Sunday night? You weren't here, because when doing these live streams, you have an opportunity to post messages in the chat. We can interact and we can look at things on the charts that you want to look at. So we'll be taking a look at that as well. So, and for those that are here, welcome. And we will be getting to everything. We'll be getting to everything here. 420, going to be the moon on 420. That'll be awesome. Awesome. So here we are right now. We're still in this sideways channel between 8.5 and 9 cents for Dogecoin. We're now in the lower half of the channel, where last night when we were on, we were up here at 8.8, 8.89. And I said last night, I was like, well, Sunday night when we come on, I think we're going to be looking at red, and we do. We've got a little red in the house. And then watching it this evening when we saw this first drop or earlier, we came back with 4 green candles in a row, this on the 30-minute. And now we've dropped down even lower, but I don't think we're going to be seeing 4 green candles again. And it looks like that red candle is now starting to form. We're going to be down a little bit. So in Bitcoin, this is what Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin's in this channel here. This is 23,800 to 25,200. And where does this 23,800 line come from? Well, we go out to the 4-hour, we zoom out, and we do. We've hit that line for Bitcoin on January 29th. Hit it again between February 2nd and February 3rd, right in here. And then finally, with this big trading action, Bitcoin traded up above that, came around, hit 25,200 and dropped. Came back up, retested that right over 25,000 and dropped again. And where did it drop to? 23,800. So that's a very strong support line right now. So we'll be watching that with Bitcoin and whether Bitcoin stays above that or not. So that's what we're looking at on the Bitcoin charts. We will get to other altcoins in a little bit. Looking, again, the bigger view of Doge. Back in February, Doge was trading up here above 9 cents before coming down and testing 8 cents. And these white circles here are all those hits at 8 cents. So very, very strong support at 8 cents. But we have kind of this 8.5 cent line here that is more of a short-term support. So with Doge trading here at 8.66, we're right in the middle of that zone. So that's kind of the bigger view right now as we are watching. So Sinue says, I want Dogecoin to get to 5 cents. 5 cent Dogecoin. I don't think we're going to be seeing 5 cent Dogecoin again. I don't think so. I think 6.9 is probably that support line there. That I think is right now kind of as low as we're going to go, because 5 cent Doge back here, let me get your chat out of the way here, is back here. That was before Elon bought Twitter. We were at 5.9 cents for Doge. For Doge to get down to this level where you can scoop up Doge for this low point, well, that means Bitcoin has dropped down back to 16,000, from 24,000 to 16,000. That would be a big drop for Bitcoin. Over a 30% drop in Bitcoin's price. I think there's just too much buying pressure on Bitcoin for it to drop like that, unless there's some huge event that happens. Because we had this event right here, early November was this FTX bankruptcy thing. It would take something probably bigger than that to get Doge or Bitcoin to go back down to this level. So yeah, I don't see that. So Doge 5 cents. Right now, again, I'm looking at support at 6.9, and so that would be a bearish buying target for Doge, and that means we're talking back to bear market, a lot of negative returns, a lot of trading down, and that would be bad just to revisit 6.9. So on a shorter term, we're looking at what I say is 7.9, or if it does dip below 8 cents, and this was on the hourly, right? These were all these circles here. These were right at 8 cents. So to see Doge maybe dip back down, right at 7.95, right? That would be that buying target that it hit these 5 times. So again, that would be the bearish outlook right now, because it's trading very well up here at 8.6. There's no reason it's going to go all the way down to 8. It's established itself up here in this channel between 8.5 and 9. Bitcoin is in its channel up here, and I don't think we're going to be retesting Bitcoin back at 22,000, not in the short term. So some might say that this evening's tail that dropped down here. Let me zoom in a little closer here on the 30-minute, where Doge came down to 8.52. That might have been the dip right there in the short term. That might have been the dip there. So, and then we can always zoom out and we can look at the much bigger picture of Doge, where Doge is going. And so we zoom out, and here we are back in late 2021 with Dogecoin trading at 30 cents, and we're all the way down here at 8 cents. So this is a 4x to come back up into the 30s here, 32, 33 from where we are now. That's a good return. Now we know Doge has the possibility to go even more, but we saw what happened when Elon bought Twitter here, and this move up from 5.9 cents up to 15 cents. Those are the kind of things that happen. So even buying at 8.6 cents in the long term, looking at Doge, there's no guarantees. Again, none of this is financial advice. We're just looking at the charts and seeing where these coins have traded before. And so some might say you just buy the Doge here. We'll look at some articles in a little bit, and it'll be like, well, maybe settle down a little bit. It's not going to happen anytime soon. So that's kind of the quick outlook here on Doge. You've got some different levels of opportunities for what you see for Doge trading. Right now, I don't see a big catalyst happening real soon with Dogecoin. I think that's going to be later on this year. When, not sure, but not on the short term. So we'll see. So we'll watch this on the 30-minute chart as we're going forward. So let me get back into the chat here. I invite you all to hit the like button below. Certainly appreciate the support. Hit the likes. And if you haven't already subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support there as well. Still good prices on Doge. No need to revisit 5 cents. So yeah, you zoom out and you look at that overall picture, and 8.6 cents is not so bad. Not so bad. And Jadranko, how you doing? I don't think we'll see 5 cents either. Institutions are getting into it. Can only see the upside. More and more institutions are using crypto. Yep. And we've got, increased support for Dogecoin because of Twitter and SpaceX, Tesla, and other retailers, accepting Dogecoin. And if there were a few other big ones that made a lot of hype about Doge, like a McDonald's or a Walmart or one of those that have kind of hinted at it, that would be awesome. That would be awesome for Doge. Again, it's Dogecoin as currency. That's what we're talking about with Doge and its utility. So yeah, crypto crazy. Hello. Buy the dip. How you doing? Can I get a dip? To the moon, gearing up for some new buys. That's what we're talking about tonight. Absolutely. And we'll talk about a lot of different things. Hey, Ron, how you doing? Good to see you. Other cryptos looking good too. If you're looking to get some good gains, it's 2023 right now is looking like it is in a bear market year. So that is good. So Sinway asked, do I have any SHIB? Yes. Shibarium coming out this week. It's going to be its own blockchain. It's not its own blockchain. It's like a layer 2 on top of Ethereum is what it is. So Shiba Inu is a token. It doesn't have its own blockchain. It wasn't coded to be a blockchain, not like Doge. Doge has its own blockchain. Doge was coded that way, but not SHIB. So it's a layer. The whole Shibarium thing is this layer 2, and they're going to use, I guess, Bone to sort of be the gas for it. So they want you to buy SHIB and then go under their Shiba swap and swap it to Bone so that you can use the Shibarium. I mean, that'll help the whole ecosystem, I guess. And a lot of people waiting for a big pump. So yes, nice. SHIB's launching soon. We don't know when it's going to be. It says this week, but I don't think it's going to be this week. We talked about it on the stream last night that there appears to be, there was supposed to be this beta sort of launch, and that didn't happen. That was supposed to be last week, and that didn't happen. So it's getting delayed and delayed. But let's take a look at SHIB and where SHIB is trading right now at 1332 is where it is. It had a nice little run this morning. Came up to 1396, just touched 14, which is good. If I zoom out, we look at the 2 hour. And then we were talking last night and revisiting where we were a couple weeks ago when we were looking at these W patterns that SHIB was doing, which was kind of crazy how it was repeating itself as the crypto market was going down. But there were these buying opportunities on these dips, and I bought some SHIB on these dips. So I did that knowing that SHIB was the Dogecoin killer at one point in time. But we know that SHIB can go on these big runs. And if SHIB was going to go on a big run because of this whole Shibarium thing, I wanted to be on board so that I could book my profits. So I'm going to book the profits. That's what it's going to be. So I wanted some for that. I am not holding SHIB long term. I don't believe in it long term because I do think that it's more of a pump and dump token. This whole ecosystem thing, though, and support by the ETH devs, and ETH whales or whoever they are that are really running it, they're going to keep pumping it and they're going to keep making money on it as long as they can. But it's all kind of its own thing and it doesn't really do anything else. So we'll see if the full Shibarium actually does come out and it starts having some real utility outside of between leash and bone and sheep and in its own ecosystem, then hey, maybe there's a chance for something there. But I'll believe it when I see it. So you've got 1 billion sheep, super happy about it. Very good. I do as well. I'm over 1 billion. So looking to make money, right? Just looking to make money. Hey, Jack, how you doing? Hello, hello. What's up? Hit the like button. Another reminder for everyone. Hit the like. What's happened next? Move for Dogecoin, Prakash. Yeah, what is happening? That's that's what we're talking about here. I think it's gonna be a little while before we get another big spike in Doge. And so we have to be patient. And so this is the time to accumulate. And where you accumulate at what price is we talk about that a lot on this channel and in these streams. So keep coming back every night, 9 o'clock. I'm here. This is 9 o'clock Boston time, East Coast, United States, where I am. So so I will be here. I'll be here every night, except if I've got some event or something I need to go to, and I'll let you guys know when that is. But otherwise, come and tune in, and we'll talk crypto, mostly Doge, but we do touch on other cryptos because I believe in diversification. I know some of you only have Doge. Dogecoin is the only thing you have, but while Doge is kind of doing its sideways thing now and is not going on any runs, you can look at some of these others, that we've been talking about here on the channel during these streams, like Cadena. Big run for Cadena. So I'm into Cadena, and Cadena went on a big run. And Kusama, I was telling you guys about Kusama. Kusama's gone on a big run. So we have these other coins that are going on these runs. So if you're just all in Doge and you're seeing all these other, this is how I was back in 21. I was almost all Doge, and or through 22. And a lot of things were going down through 22, but you see these pumps every now and then, these other coins, so this time I'm going to be in them. I'm going to book profits in some of these others. So that's what I'm looking at. And we'll talk about more of those other coins tonight. What else do we got? Oh, back on Sheeb, beta coming out this week. One of the devs confirmed on Twitter. Well, we'll see. We'll see if it happens. Jadranko, look at the ETH chart. What is a good price to exit? Exiting ETH. Well, so ETH is a tricky one because we have the Shanghai upgrade coming out in March. And when that comes out, it's going to unlock all that staked ETH. And people are going to have a chance to sell some of it. But I think a lot of people that have staked ETH, if you did it last summer, you're in the negative. I think mine ETH that I staked on Coinbase was at about 2,500. And so I wouldn't be selling until ETH got to 2,500. That would be my target. Let's go to the daily and let's zoom out. And we'll look and see here. So here it was in the summer at 2,500, and that line, let's see. So that was in this range here. There's the 2,500 range, it's there. So that's what I would be guessing would be a target point for taking profits on ETH, because I think there's still going to be a pump in ETH. And but I wouldn't be selling until it started getting up here, 2,400 to sort of that range, because I think a lot of people have staked ETH that they bought up here in the upper 2,000s. So that's what I'd be looking for on ETH. All right. The short term, ETH is kind of going sideways too, a lot like Bitcoin has, right below 1,700 here. So it'll be interesting to see whether ETH makes a move before March or not, or is just going to stay sort of in this sideways channel as well. So Link. Chainlink is interesting. Kind of sour on it a few weeks ago, but I think more recently, Link has actually made some moves. Let's take a look at the Link chart. I don't own any Link. Yeah, so Link wasn't performing as well as a lot of the other coins. I mean, from the beginning of January when it was 550. We can look at its performance here, 550 to where we are now, 7.9. That 40% run, that's pretty good. Very similar to what Bitcoin has done. So it's kind of followed that. But most of that was right here in this last week, because before then, we were looking at that run more being like 30%, so about 10% less than Bitcoin over that range up until February 12th or so. So it got up in January to a point and then was trading sideways. But here in the past these past few days, since the 13th, so almost a week of trading, it's gone on a nice run. So so don't forget about Link. But I was a little sour on it early in February while it was going sideways and other things were going up. What does Dogecoin need to do so other projects can be built? Smart contracts? I don't think we're going to see smart contracts on Doge. That's not what Doge is about. If you want to write smart contracts, you can write them onto ETH. You can write them onto Cardano, and those other projects that are really built for smart contracts. That's just the way they are. Dogecoin isn't made really to carry smart contracts. It is a fast, secure blockchain that is very inexpensive to use, proof of work cryptocurrency, and it works great as a currency. And I know there's a lot of talk about that isn't enough, but it could be. It could be, as more and more retailers adopt acceptance of cryptocurrency. Doge could be the leader in that. And that's why a lot of us are here. I mean, Mark Cuban back in 2021 was really talking about it. He owns the Dallas Mavericks, was accepting cryptocurrency for payment for Dallas Mavericks merch and tickets. But he was really pushing the Dogecoin part because he understood that there was this whole community of Dogecoin holders, and there were some people buying Dallas Mavericks jerseys with their Doge just because you could. Since I'm in Boston, I'm a Boston Celtics fan, so I would be buying Dallas Mavs merch. But Mark was out there talking about how Dogecoin works and how it is great as a currency. And even with the inflating number of coins that Dogecoin has, that's great for its use of currency. It's not a store of value like Bitcoin has become. People don't want to spend their Bitcoin. But that's where Doge fits in. It works great for that. And so that's what we're talking about for Doge. Thank you. I'll be here 9 o'clock every night. So hope you guys join us. You have all kinds of alts too. And I've got an expanding portfolio here that we've been talking about on these streams, and we'll talk more about that as well. So many projects out there. There's a lot of cryptocurrency. I mean, you go to CoinMarketCap, right, and you go to the top here, and it says there's 22,591 cryptos that are registered on CoinMarketCap. Well, that means there's even more because CoinMarketCap doesn't accept just everything. But they've got 22,000 cryptocurrencies listed. So that's a lot. Now, a lot of them are junk. Absolutely. A lot of people just concentrate on the top 100. I like to look at the 200 because I like to see what's going on in that second 100 of cryptos and see if there's something that's going to moon. Because I mean, you look at the top 10, right? And you say, well, Matic is probably one that's already up 20% for the week and is probably going to do very well, but it's going to do very well like all other cryptos are going to do well. Matic might do a little better. Like Matic might pass Cardano, and because it just passed Doge, so it might pass Cardano somewhere along the way. And so it'll be a little better than Cardano, but it's not going to do a 10x or a 20x. It may over time, but not something sooner. And so that's why you start looking down the list more and you start looking at projects and kind of researching different cryptos that might make bigger moves and get better returns. And that's just if you're looking at, cryptos as an investment and you want to take a flyer on a couple of them that are going to do a bigger jump. That's what I was saying about Kusama. Kusama to me was one of those that could do that, and it's already up 40 or 50% since I bought Kusama, and that wasn't even back at the beginning of January. That was in late January or beginning of February, and it's already done that. So there's a lot of projects out there, and that's all I was saying was in terms of your portfolio. Yeah, you can have the Bitcoin, a little Bitcoin and a little Ethereum and some others. And of course, Doge, we're all here excited about Doge. But then if you just want to risk a little bit of it, which is what I ended up doing, is buying some others for maybe some shorter term profits on some flyers that might do a little more. And then I'll take that and I'll take those profits and put it back into Doge and Bitcoin. But for the short term, for 2023, I think we're going to see some altcoins do some pumping. So I'm on board with that. A lot of good projects to the moon. Yeah. You might be buying some ETH when 2.0 launches. Well, 2.0 is out there. It is now 2.0, which is the proof of stake Ethereum. The Shanghai upgrade is just an upgrade to the project. So ETC. Hey, Voice of Reason, how are you? Ethereum Classic, proof of work. And I think Ethereum Classic is one of those that is going to follow the cryptocurrency market for the most point. It's going to do a lot of mirroring of Bitcoin and how Bitcoin trades. And then once Barry Silbert and the digital currency group gets out from underneath this whole Gemini fiasco, we're going to see ETC be pumped again because it's Barry Silbert and his gang that were pumping it before. We go out to the daily and we zoom out on ETH Classic. And we look back here when it was up over $100. That was May 2021. It got pumped up over $100. ETH Classic could get back there. It's almost a 5x from here to get back up to $100. I don't think that's going to happen this year, but certainly it could come up and hit like 70, but where these were later on in 2021 in September. And then more recently, March of 2022. At $50. So that's good, at least more than doubling the price that it's at now. For 2023, coming out of this bear market, that could be pretty good. Ethereum Classic isn't going anywhere. It's going to be around, continue to be traded. There's mining that happens for ETC, and it's going to stay the Ethereum that is proof of work. Now some forked off another proof of work ETH, but I don't know anybody that's trading that. I know it's on the list somewhere. Last I saw, it was around 100 or so in market cap. I think it was the PWOW of ETH. Let's see if it's still right around there. There it is right there, number 100. See, I keep up, guys. The Ethereum POW, Ethereum proof of work. So this is the one that was created off the fork. So this was, when did this happen? In August. And it started trading up at $120. I hope nobody bought it at $120. And it just fell. So whoever made this thing, I don't even know how the coins were given out on this, but yeah, this is not the type of chart that you want to trade. This is Ethereum proof of work crap. So yeah, I don't follow that. I just know that it forked off, but when it forked, all the smart contracts went with the Ethereum that we know, the more recent fork from 2022. Now, if you go back and when Ethereum and Ethereum Classic parted, Ethereum Classic was the main Ethereum, and the Ethereum that we know now, this one that's number 2, that was the fork. But that's the one that Vitalik was continuing to work on and improve for the smart contracts. And so that's how Ethereum got to be up here, number 2. You got Bitcoin store of value, you've got Ethereum smart contracts, you've got Tether as a stable coin, you've got BNB for its use on that whole Binance network, you've got the USD coin, another stable coin, XRP, still trying to be a finance currency, and to use between different countries, different businesses, things like that. But stuck in this lawsuit with the SEC and how that's going to turn out, we don't know. So Cardano smart contracts, BUSD, another stable coin that may end up dropping off because Binance isn't going to support it anymore. And then you've got Matic and Doge. So Matic is the layer 2, and Doge, proof of work currency. So between XRP and Doge, you've got 2 of them that are trying to operate as currencies. Doge is right there. ETC, Ethereum Classic, that's going to do well. Again, I still think that for a while it's going to follow the crypto market. If you see a 10% gain in Bitcoin, you'll probably see something like that with ETH Classic, would be my guess. Follow along, but Barry Silbert has a lot of, I think he owns a lot of it, and he also has a lot of clients that own this. And he's probably going to be pushing it again. But he's got this other legal and financial mess he's got to get out of in order to start pushing this again. So that's what I think about ETH Classic. And thanks so much for the super sticker there. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And look at that. The charts are proving me wrong. We got now 3 green candles on the 30-minute here. And I thought we were going to see red. Oh, now it's 2 green and a red. Well, we'll be watching that. See whether that can come back up or not. Boo, Celtics. It's all about the Lakers. Well, if LeBron and now they got D'Angelo Russell, and he's the scorer. So maybe that'll work out. Didn't work out with Russell Westbrook. So we'll see. We will see. Oh, Mr. Bull Run, welcome. I was joking when I said 1,000, but 100 is still a lot. In my opinion, that's still a lot. How do they all survive? I have no idea who's buying most of that crap. I have no idea. And how they continue to survive. The one thing I do know when we look at, say, the top 100 cryptos in, let's say, 3 years from now, I'll bet 50 of them aren't there. And there's 50 new ones in there in the top 100. because they're going to fall out of favor and eventually get abandoned. But people still buy some of that stuff, and I don't understand why people put money into projects that are actively being used. So, yeah, there's many that never made it too. Yep. Most of the coins are there because of Doge. And yep, when Doge took off, it's like other people want to get in on the action. Flow, is that the crypto of the day? Flow. $1.40. It's been on a nice run. Look at that. In a week. Moving up 40% in a week. Nice. Flow was not one that was on my radar. Let's see where it is on the coin market cap. $41. So that's pretty good looking chart there. It's got a lot of junk in the comments here. A lot of junk. Flow and RBIF, big updates this week. So there's going to be a big update, it looks like, for Flow. Interesting. Well, we'll see how it does. Not one that was on my radar screen, but you've always got these things going on. So, yeah. Someone on YouTube said that the U.S. is trying to ban crypto staking. I think there has been some let's just say the SEC hasn't been clear yet about what's a security and what's not a security. And when it comes to staking, what is staking and what is earning? Because as soon as you're earning something, it's a security, right? So if you were there have been a number of these cryptos already that have been determined by the SEC to be securities because they were involved in giving out percentage rewards, like a high yield savings account. And that's different than staking. And this is the point that I think the projects that are proof of stake cryptocurrencies, and Ethereum will be the big one. That'll be the biggest one because Ethereum just switched from proof of work to proof of stake. The staking of the coins, of the tokens, are what helps make the crypto safe. Because there's no proof of work that's validating transactions on the blockchain. So you have to have a secure blockchain, and that's through the staking that makes that happen. And there's a number of different projects that do it in different ways in terms of use of nodes and however they do sort of the cross sort of communications that are required to make sure that there aren't double transactions and other things being done to the blockchain. So in my opinion, the SEC has to figure it out, and they have to give guidance for at least in the United States, instead of just having this big black cloud over the head, like, because we don't know how they're going to determine these things and what's going to be what. I think once they do that, I think you're going to see a lot of those crypto projects we just looked at just go away, because they probably should go away because they don't have a future anyway. And I think that would be good for the overall crypto market to see that happen. Yeah, so where's this going to go? I don't know. I would just like to see there be more clear path forward on how they're going to adjudicate these things. And instead of just going after, this exchange and that exchange. And I think the exchanges were easier targets for the SEC because they were using customer monies and then giving percentage yield on it, because they were taking those monies and they were doing something else with them that they shouldn't have been doing. I mean, SEC should have been on this a year ago before Celsius and Voyager went under, because that's where people got hurt when those went down, because a lot of people had a lot of crypto on those platforms. And I hope everyone here tonight, I hope you're all safe and you weren't in those. I was never in those. In my opinion, you're just investing in cryptocurrency is risky enough, but then putting it on these platforms to try and earn some extra percentage or something, I was like, nope, not interested in that. So I'd never got involved in any of those. So yeah, I don't really get it. Why would SEC even mess with staking right now? I don't know how they're going to come out with this. I don't know. But again, I think the exchanges are easier targets for the SEC than the actual projects, because they're so bogged down with XRP. So I don't know how and when this is all going to play out. But yeah, I think it would be best to get done. And as far as Doge is a proof of work cryptocurrency. And as Michael Saylor says about Bitcoin, somehow the SEC has already said that Bitcoin is a commodity. It's not a security. Well, Dogecoin is pretty much the same thing. Had a fair launch. The only difference is Dogecoin continues to increase its supply, or Bitcoin has a hard cap on its supply. So I think Doge, Litecoin, Ethereum Classic are all like Bitcoin and should not be securities. Now, if you've got your Dogecoin sitting on some platform and you're earning yield, or it's being, quote, staked, no, get it off. Get it absolutely off there, because Dogecoin is not a proof of stake cryptocurrency first. So there's no staking involved. And then second, earning extra yield on something that we've already seen had enough warnings of that it's not a safe place to have your Doge. So you can always transfer your Doge to a hardware wallet. So this is my little advertisement for Ledger. This is my Ledger Nano S. If you want to check out a link in the description below to check out the Ledger website, to go take a look, and you'll see that I use the Nano S, not the X, because the X has Bluetooth in there. And with Bluetooth, I just think that these scammers are getting more sophisticated, and they can figure it out, and you're going to get a hardware wallet. If you're going to make the expense to get a hardware wallet, why do you need Bluetooth? You plug it in, you do your business, and you unplug it. You don't use Ledger Live except to set it up and to do your transfer, and then you unplug it. That's the beauty of Ledger. Now they're trying to get so you can buy crypto off their stuff. And that's other ways to make money. The original thing is the best. So that's why I got the S, not the X. And you unplug it. And then plus it's a cool thing too, actually. So check that out. But don't put your Dogecoin on. I mean, if you had it on Voyager and you were getting some percentage yield on it, you had to know there was something up. I didn't do that, not at all. So we'll be talking about exchanges this week. One of these live streams this coming week is going to be on exchanges. So look for that. You think SEC making some things up? I don't see the SEC as in this profit business, right? Trying to make money off these, but the fines, $30 million. So what does the SEC do with $30 million for the fine that was paid for Kraken? What do they do with it? I don't know. Just doesn't seem to me like that's the business they should be in. But I understand why they levy fines. So they stop doing whatever is wrong they were doing before. Do you think staking is even worth doing for retail investor? I do. I believe in staking a proof of stake cryptocurrency, but there are different ways to do it. So with Cardano, you can download, I remember the name of the wallet. People just call it a Cardano wallet. And you put your Cardano on that wallet and you stake it there. Again, it helps secure the blockchain, which if you're not a proof of work and you don't have each transaction being verified through mining, then you want to have a secure blockchain. And so you have a proof of stake cryptocurrency, then you stake and you support it. So I have Algorand staked, I have ETH staked, I have VeChain staked, I have Harmony One staked. Those are the 4 that I have that are staked. And yes, I earn additional algos each month because I've got a bunch of Algorand staked on Coinbase, and it helps secure the network. Is something going to happen to that algo that I have on Coinbase? Maybe. I think the chances of that are pretty low. And I think I'm trying to help because I've invested into Algorand and I see a good future for Algorand. I want to support it as a project so I can make more later, right? Get Algorand back up over $1 instead of 27 cents or whatever it is now, right? I want to get a nice 4x from here. That'd be cool, but I want to support it. And by supporting it, by having it staked, I think is a good thing. So that's why I stake. But I only do it on Coinbase and Binance US. Those are the 2 exchanges that I use that have staking. I also use Robinhood, Webull. We'll talk about those exchanges this week and other exchanges as well. So we'll get into all of that. But yeah, that's where I am right now about staking. SEC making some things up, dipping into the retail investors' pockets. Well, I don't know how they're doing that, Boron. We're just paying taxes on any profits we make whenever we use crypto or sell it. That's how the government gets us, at least here in the United States. I know the other countries don't have that problem, but we do here. And that's the challenge we have here in the United States. So here we are on a Sunday night, and typically we'd be talking about the stock market opening tomorrow, but in the United States, it's President's Day tomorrow. Stock markets are closed. It's a holiday. So we don't have all of that typical Sunday night stuff going on. So it looks like after today's retracement here, crypto's holding pretty well. We don't see a continuation of this drop. So that is good for crypto for tonight, but kind of mixed right now. Over the past couple hours, we've got about half in the red and half in the green. Unfortunately, my Algorand is one of those that's still in the red, but it had gone up quite a bit earlier. So Again, I'm thinking of it longer term, of Algorand to $1 from 7 cents now. That's almost 4x. That's a goal of mine where I would probably be taking some profits. But I'm going to hold till then. And that's what I'm looking at. Algorand on SHIB right now is at even zero for the past couple hours, holding there. Yeah, I think SHIB is going to go on one of these big runs pretty soon. So big party when SHIB gets to a penny or Doge gets to $1. Well, that would be an interesting. What's going to happen first, right? Well, that was the big thing that I was doing. We were talking about on my older channel a year and a half ago was big party in Boston when Doge hits $1. But there's going to be a lot of parties going on, that's for sure, for Doge. With such an active community, that's going to be wild, crazy times. But unfortunately, not anytime soon. So we'll have to hold and wait for that. Invite everyone to hit the like button again. And also, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel too. Appreciate the support. I'm going to be here 9 o'clock every night. That's 9 o'clock Boston time. So wherever you are around the world, tune in as well. Look at SHIB though. SHIB right now is on the MACD since this big run up here. It's like all red. So that's not looking good on the SHIB chart. You see that. Volume ticking down, MACD in the red here. That's not looking good right now. So I think we might see SHIB actually kind of go back to this sort of sideways up and down. I think this will probably flatten out while we wait and see what happens with Shibarium. So, but SHIB to a penny. That's a big move. I would think Doge would be to $1 before SHIB would be to a penny. But that might be one that might be something we might want to explore in a little more detail. I'll think about that. As soon as SHIB pumps, move it over to Doge. It's a good plan. That is a good plan. And if SHIB dips, bull run is grabbing more. You got to get to 1 billion, right? Got to get to 1 billion SHIB. I'm over 1 billion with my purchases, so I'm ready. Now, if she did another big dip and came back down here to below 12, let's say, back here where we were looking at it the other night, back to 1178, 79, that would be a time to be picking up more probably. And I would think about that. But I'm probably not going to get any more over 12. I think I've got a good enough stash, and it would probably need to be below my lowest point that I previously bought. So I'd be looking at that range right there if it went down that low. So that's what. So that's where I am on SHIB. But I got a lot now. So if it does take off, I'm ready. Is SHIB going to go back down here below 10? This was when we were talking a number of weeks ago. We were looking at a buy zone down here, and it never went back down to that 10 buy zone after it came up. There was like one dip here to like 1092, and then from that, SHIB took off. So I don't know. Right now the chart is looking flat. I think there's a lot of people kind of a wait and see mode. I think there was a lot of buying back here that happened beginning of February in anticipation of this Shibarium thing again. And then people took profits, so it came back down. And now it's just kind of following the market, but it's doing it. Yeah. Not too great. Bitcoin went up on this big run here on 15th of February into the 16th of February. And Sheebs was like half of that, of what Bitcoin did. So a lot of people in wait and see mode at this level on Sheep. That's kind of what I see. And Doge as well. Doge is just in this channel still. 8.5 to 9, just going sideways. So, all right, gang, coming up to an hour. So that's what's going on tonight. Tomorrow's a holiday. I don't have to work. But I'm doing some fun things. Going to be around Boston. And I'll be on again 9 o'clock tomorrow night. I'm also doing these fun little shorts of different things. So in the mornings, I'll be putting out these little shorts. Just have them, just all these various things. I don't know what's going to happen with YouTube Shorts. I still get lots of views from shorts that I did like almost a year ago. So that they're kind of fun. So you'll be seeing that. And every once in a while, I'll make a dedicated video of things. But otherwise, it's these nightly live streams. So come on back, join in. Certainly appreciate the regulars. And let others know as well. Always give likes, leave comments. All of that is very appreciated. And everyone have a good night. And we'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.